taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut, season off top, you stop breathing.
And then speaking of that, that's actually a good segue into the next one, next topic, of which has absolutely no casual buzz whatsoever. Of course, I'm talking about one Saul Canelo Alvarez. Hey, why give me that face, nigga? You better wipe that bad.
Are you talking about the face?
I was waiting for it. I was just
talking about the face of boxing, right?
Yeah, between Saul and the zone, like.
Yes.
We talking about the old face of boxing, like.
Well, no. Did you see the comments during the whole tank buildup? It's still Canelo by far. Look at all the buzz for this fight. Crazy buzz.
Oh yeah.
Lots of buzz.
Lots of buzz.
Yeah,
like this ball is buzzing less than Bivol, and that wasn't buzzing.
Yeah, and of course now, and the reason why is, I mean, obviously, he's facing. He's not facing a bad fighter, but it's not someone that people want to see him fight. Of course, in John Ryder, because everyone, Canelo had a horrible 2022, as we've talked about in the past, where he got his head boxed off by Bivol, which LB gleefully was able to, tell us, over and over and over again.
Hold on, isn't the same thing happening again? Katie Taylor and Canelo are fighting kind of close to each other.
They sure are.
Well, I know Katie Taylor's going to lose this time. So, didn't I say that last year? I was like, one of them's going to lose.
You said one would win and one would lose.
Yeah,
you did say, you kept saying that.
I did say that, but then I was like, if it happens again next year and Taylor's fighting fucking Serrano or anybody halfway decent, she'll lose. Like she's on her way. And Cameron's
kind of shit.
This is making it worse, making her fight by Canelo. See, because now Canelo is fighting a guaranteed win. See, last year, Serrano and Bivol, they weren't no guaranteed wins.
Right. And
Light Armor was going to only work for one of them.
Chantel Cameron's about to get robbed like a motherfucker. She's going to probably...
Nah, I think she's going to beat her ass. Like, it got to be a bad robbery. Oh, and there's been some bad Katie Taylor.
I mean, John Ryder's been knocked out by Nick Blackwell. He lost to a guy named Arnfield. He lost to Fielding, Colin Smith, two guys Canelo already beat. I mean, this is kind of a...
Yeah, so, the Colin Smith fight.
I mean, that
was... On the record, it shows a loss. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, but he got low-key robbed.
He got robbed. And he robbed Danny Jacobs, arguably. That's his notable win.
Nah, he ain't robbed no fucking Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs' fight was closer than the Callum Smith fight.
Robbery? No, I do think Jenny won the fight, but it was not a robbery.
It wasn't a robbery.
Yeah, okay, see, and I can fuck with that because Jacobs looked better than he's looked in years in that fight, and then Ryder kind of just looked pedestrian.
He got hurt though. I mean, he hurt Danny.
It's like they said, you know what?
We owe Ryder.
Yeah,
we owe Ryder.
Well, no, it's like, we'll pay it forward because of these what's the fight where he looked hard? The Gabe fight. Danny and Gabe.
The Gabe.
You know what?
And the Chavez fight.
Yeah.
And the Chavez fight.
And the Canelo fight. For at least the first 7 rounds.
Dan Jacobs has been in his prime since Triple G. I mean, that's like his last prime fight, I feel like.
No, the Arias fight, he was in shape like a motherfucker.
After G?
Arias and Gary.
I thought he was after Triple G, right? Oh, no, before.
Was he?
No, I'm sorry. I think it was before. I'm sorry.
Hold on, what?
Or Derenchenko after Triple G.
No, he fought Arias after Triple G too, didn't he?
Oh, okay, yeah, because I was like, he still had leftover Avengers training because he looked still in good shape.
He fought Arias after, and then Derenchenko for the belt, for the vacant.
Okay. Yeah, Derenchenko was his last real good performance because him and Derenchenko went to war in that fight. With this one, but then with Canelo and Ryder, I mean, for this fight to me, it's just more or less where the fuck is Canelo get? Because like I say, he's looked like the Triple G fight. I mean, he was winning handily until he hit the wall hard. It was like boom, and all of a sudden, this motherfucker couldn't catch his breath for shit. He let
an old ass nigga catch his breath and actually put hands on him.
Yeah, and this was
in late rounds. You're not supposed to. No old nigga, unless you're Jermaine Taylor. No old nigga supposed to put hands on you in the late rounds.
Yeah.
And I'm a Jermaine Taylor fan. Y'all motherfuckers know that. I don't want
I fuck with Jermaine tough. Yeah, Jermaine.
Yeah, and it just looked bad because Triple G looked awful. Like he was getting easily outboxed, and then when you hit the wall, you Triple G come back. It was just like it turns a possible 12-0 into an 8-4, even 7-5.
Well, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, oh my god, like how?
Yeah.
Before the Bivol fight, when Triple G and Canelo were obviously coming, I mean that third one was coming. 80% of fans, I'm just giving a number, like probably thought Canelo was going to stop him.
Yeah, everyone was.
But after the Bivol fight,
niggas kept saying that for years.
But after the Bivol fight, even in my opinion, it kind of changed. I thought, I was kind of a fan, but
yeah, but you got to go in the Murata fight too with Golovkin because now it's like, well, damn, this is him at 160 chucking fucking bombs. Imagine at 168 if Golovkin could get in that mode where he's chucking bombs again and having to fight off somebody. And
he was 40. I mean, his body pause looked good, but he was 40 years old. He's basically
and that low Canelo stock a whole lot. I mean, even though it was a win, it was the clearest out of the three triple G fights. That was his clearest one. So now you're in a situation that's like, okay, is Canelo truly on the slide right now?
Downward slope. Yeah, downward slope. I felt like that.
Oh no, remember he had an injury from the plant fight that he didn't let us know about, but it was no problem when he kept winning.
And then he went vegan for the Bivol fight, all kind of shit like
yeah. He did go vegan. I'm like, what? Yeah,
though he was used to his damn carne asada and then pollo,
his Mexican beef,
and his Mexican beef and his
Dice
flour tortillas.
Dice said, "I can't believe Canelo Ryder is pay-per-view. Fuck the zone." They said no pay-per-views now. Put trash like this fight on pay-per-view.
Yeah, the funny thing is, you think after that whole controversy with the zone and what happened with people that were trying to watch Tank and Ryan on the zone pay-per-view, you think they'd be like, you know what, let's all the pay-per-view get out of the way.
They basically said, tough luck, nigga. Oh well. Right.
Tough break, nigga.
Yeah, so I mean, this fight should absolutely, positively not be on pay-per-view. Like, not in the fucking least. It's not.
Yeah.
Right.
And they were trying to be.
It's only in the North America.
Always, it's always USA paying for their fucking bullshit ass design. It's crazy. I mean, because when it first got announced, they didn't mention it being pay-per-view, but they kind of just paused. They sticked it in a few weeks later, pay-per-view, and a little banner on the bottom. Because at first, when it was announced,
so it's like I don't know what the fuck they think they're gonna sell because Ryder has no American fan base on here. Like he has the Jenny Jacobs win, but
this is why I said you can't use pay-per-view buys and pay-per-view to say who's the face of boxing, because just because you're on pay-per-view, because that's what they're saying, like, well, Canelo's always on pay-per-view, he's the face of boxing. But if this is the fucking quality pay-per-view you getting, it's no better than a fucking damn walk-off bout or exhibition bout. Like this shit. Like real talk. Like not this shit on Ryder, but it is what it is. Like
yeah, I hear in the UK, I mean, Ryder's British. There's no buzz at all for in the national stuff for because
Ryder needed to look better against Jacobs to really sell this fight.
Well, I think it was supposed to be the guy that fought. What's his name again? Zach Parker. Zach Parker was the one that was supposed to get his Canelo fight, but he fucked up his last fight. Against Ryder, you know what I'm saying? He hurt his hand.
But that's the thing, Zach Parker, like, who the fuck is that? So it's like
he's the one that Andrade ducked for
and who the fuck is that? Like, dude, like,
y'all heard his name because he was supposedly the one Andre ducked.
Yeah, he was the one. Yeah, and
Janet Beck, type of bullshit.
Yeah, he stopped him, but he didn't like knock him out or anything like that.
He looked bad. I mean, it was a pretty even fight. It was pretty even fight.
Yeah, Ryder. Yeah,
exactly. Ryder has no fan base nowhere. Yeah, like he's like Kambosos.
Yeah. No, I mean, Australia get a little bit of love though.
But at least Kambosos at least bodied a couple world champions. Like that's the world champion before he fought.
No, it's talking about his fan base. I just remember when he was trying to make all those demands to Haney and talking all that shit, and niggas in the comments were like, "Dude, you was begging Zoo to damn fight on his undercards because you couldn't fill up a 25-seat." Greek restaurant, nigga. Like
I do fuck with Kambosos a little bit. It was a little annoying with the Haney build-up, but he
was a necessary evil for boxing. Like we needed him to humble TFEMO. So
he ended the takeover. He basically ended the takeover.
Yeah, and he exposed that the whole Lord of the Ring, like my precious, the belts, but these niggas didn't even have the whole ring. Like The ring was like 3/4.
I'm still mad at you, Pilot. Oh, Andre ducked it. Oh my god.
No, I didn't. I heard a lot. I heard
I'm mad you even said that.
Y'all heard it.
Imagine if Canelo was fighting Andre this week.
Y'all read multiple comments saying that bullshit. I'm just saying. I'm just bringing it up.
Dude, like no one cares about this fucking fight. Like why even?
Nobody cares about Ryder, Ryder, Parker. It doesn't matter. Neither of them could draw money if they had paper and a green crayon. Like what are we talking?
And then one of the major difference is Andre beat him anyway. Andre has already done more than enough for a Canelo fight. People can say more than enough. I'm like, he's done more than Beefy and all these other niggas.
The one thing on Andre, he's never fought a world champ before. I mean, he's never beat a world champ.
But he's been a world champ in 2 divisions. That's enough.
That's the thing. I know, it's true. I'm just saying. There's a
Amir Khan was getting knocked pillar to post by a welterweight, and then people were like, "Oh, Canelo fight," and he's outboxing Canelo. Like, my god!
I do hate that we live in a world where Blair Cobb has beaten more champions than Andre.
I'm just saying.
I hate it. And
Cobb, I was excited for Cobb to fight last week. He was supposed to fight one of those guys on the Zepeda card, but he pulled off.
Well, you know what? Fuck them, because Andre is gonna be fighting the guys that Canelo should be fighting
on PBC. Yeah, he should definitely fight one of those guys on PBC.
You know what I'm saying? He'll get either Charlo or Benavidez. Guys that Canelo.
Or Morrell, I don't know. He might be sacrificing a 0 fighting Morrell, though. I don't know.
But it would still be a great.
It was about fucking time. Look, dude. Like, if Andre not ready to sacrifice his hell, look. If he was gonna fight Canelo, he'd be sacrifices in the.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Because they could Bivol him.
Yeah, they could Bivol.
You've seen it, but Bivol, that was a 118, 110, 117. I mean, 118,
110 at least.
110 type of fight. Yeah. And these niggas had it 115, 113.
They don't want Canelo to fuck around with a mobile fighter who can punch a little bit. Like, no, that's Bivol right
and
now.
With speed, somebody's not going to be ooh and ahh'd over goddamn Canelo's hand speed and timing.
At least, and now with Canelo, at least with Ryder, Ryder is not that type of fighter. The only thing with Ryder is durable. I mean, he is durable and he actually has decent stamina. Now, the question is, can he remain durable enough to take 12? Actually go the distance with Canelo. I mean, there is a slight chance of an upset, and that's
the reason we watch it. That's the reason we watch this, right? For the slight.
To me, that's gonna be interesting because I want to see what Canelo has left. If Canelo can body Ryder, then he has something left to give at 168.
But if he goes to distance, that downward slope I've been saying is probably true. I mean, obviously it's clearly, but that slope's going a little lower if he struggles. If he struggles and shit,
let's put it this way. Now, if he goes a distance, but he wins it like on some 10-11-1 type of shit, or breaks them, then that's fine. Like that's what it is. Now, if it's like a hard fight, if it's like a hard 7-5,
115, 113, it'll be wide. Pause. It'll be real wide though, because it's Canelo in Mexico. But
those fights,
if the fight looks like it's competitive, you know what I'm saying?
This is not going to be a hard fight. Ryder is not that good. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying though.
Y'all giving Ryder too much credit.
I mean, I get it. I get it. Canelo ran into a wall against Golovkin, but there's a difference.
That's no fucking Golovkin, nigga.
Golovkin is a brick wall, whereas John Ryder is a drywall at best.
That's right. Drywall just got put up.
So
to the drywall.
Yeah.
Like that Golovkin wall is a brick wall. It's an old brick wall, but it's still a brick wall, nigga.
They kind of look alike a little bit. Some of those pictures.
So, are we thinking? Is anyone predicting a Canelo knockout of Ryder or
distance?
Yes. Yeah. I'll say so.
Y'all talk about distances and going 10-2. Like,
what if it does though? What if you don't stop him? You know what I'm saying? What if he doesn't?
Then he's not. Then he's definitely not the face of boxing because that'd be trash.
I've had people tell me straight up, shout out to Bro and Joel. Bro and Joel told me straight up. He said, if Canelo goes the distance with Ryder, in his eyes, he's no longer an elite fighter. And you know what? I can't say anything about that. Like, what can I say? You know what?
I agree.
Honestly, I can't blame him on that. Like, if you go in the distance, you're Canelo. You're supposed to be, the face of boxing.
You got all the belts.
All the belts.
One of the most revered Mexican fighters, probably already. One of the most.
And hold on, that whole ass shit he said about the fans will complain if he fights Bivol at 168. No, nigga, because
you don't want to lose your belts. You don't want to lose your belts.
You don't want to lose your belts. That's why.
Yeah.
When the fuck you cared about the fans? Now you care about the fans?
You care about
the fans? Been seeing fight Benavidez.
You care about the fans, but you ain't fought nobody we want to see since Triple G2.
Thank you. But you care about the fans.
And we're not talking about the Canelo fans, because the Canelo fans will don't care. They'll cheer whatever Canelo does. We're talking about the other fans.
They'll wear their pom poms. Yeah, Canelo. That type of thing.
I agree, Dice. Canelo in 8 rounds. That's exactly what happened. An 8th round KO.
I mean, I'm gonna go with the decision, because I think I already put a bet down on fair for the decision, just to say I forgot what the odds are. I think Canelo's gonna win though. Like, there's no question about that. He's gonna win. Like, if it goes a distance, they're gonna give, unless Ryder can drop Canelo, which is even less likely.
Yeah, Ryder's gonna drop him 3 times.
He dropped Canelo. Canelo's done. Right.
If Ryder has to drop him twice to get a draw, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he got to make that shit look like Beltran, Burns to get a draw. Yeah, he got to break Canelo jaws.
Canelo, because Canelo has cards. You know what I'm saying? His cards are always favorable to him, but he's in Mexico.
If Canelo,
this is gonna be like
no. If Canelo gets dropped by Ryder, he's cooked. He's done. I'm never. I don't care.
Yo, Canelo's bodying this nigga 5 rounds. Yo, he's in Mexico. So
because
I'll say 4.
For Ryder to get a decision in Mexico would be like, Canelo would have to like fuck up big time. Like, someone would have to fuck up for Ryder to get.
Dude, you'll get a fucking British stoppage before that fight goes a distance. There's no way niggas is trying to see Ryder Canelo go 12 rounds. Like,
I'll say Canelo in 4.
A British stoppage in Mexico.
Yeah.
You said what?
Canelo in 6. We're gonna get a British stoppage in Mexico.
Dude, if they see Canelo struggling enough, or that Canelo can't get rid of him, they'll do that shit. Trust me.
They're gonna have somebody throw a broken glass from the crowd and try to cut that nigga or some shit. Real shit. Be like, oh, he's injured. He can't go on.
I mean, low key, I'll probably be laughing my ass off if Ryder does put hands on Canelo, and you hear the crowd just like be deadly silent. And you see Eddie with the struggle look on his face.
Hold on, how silent are we talking about? Zahir Rahim Morales silence?
I mean, it probably would be on that level, because like,
like if you hear like an evil laugh that echoes, it just blows with the wind that causes a slight chill. That'll be me, nigga.
Okay. Hold on. I just remembered something. Speaking of Canelo, and we mentioned Bivol. I forgot. Who's banned from the bodega? WBC is banned from the bodega. Mauricio Suleiman is banned from the bodega because he put out a report saying the WBC will not be sanctioning. Like, if Bivol versus Beterbiev were to be made, they would not sanction it because of the whole Russian shit, which is bullshit, because Beterbiev is not Russian. I mean, he's Canadian, and fucking Bivol is from Kyrgyzstan, whatever. Like, come on, y'all are doing it because
that's some dumb shit.
They're doing it because they want to have Bivol rematch Canelo and possibly get the WBC on the line there because he's a fucking goof.
Plot armor. That's a perfect segue into the poll topic.
Ooh, nice pivot. There we go. Hella pivots today. Nice pivots.
Yeah, because he's a fucking goof. You know what?
Yeah, we still got the pivots from the hip hop episode. That's why. Like, we still remember how the songs kept just going back and forth. Like, that shit carried over.
Plot armor is a thing. So, if you don't know what plot armor is, go look it up.
Or if not, I mean, LB, give us a little short summary of a plot armor, since you are the originator of the term.
Plot armor is basically set up where, like, the A side or the main character can't lose. Like, matter.
He can't lose because they need him to further the storyline. Like,
Yeah.
it's an actual
Even if they don't need him, it's more a want. In boxing, it's more they want him to further the storyline. They want him to, like, how they keep just wanting to put Canelo up there, even though he hasn't taken a fight that we cared about in years. So that's why the plot. Same thing with Katie Taylor allegedly carrying women's boxing on her back, when we all know it's been Clarissa Shields with a gang of everyone else, not just Katie Taylor by herself.
They need Taylor still around to finish the story. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
I do think Taylor Pursuit kind of sparked it off, but you know, Shields and
exactly.
It's been a collective effort.
Exactly, but that's the thing. She should have lost at least one of the Pursuit fights, but you know, she had to finish the story. So they couldn't do that. They couldn't give her that. They couldn't give Pursuit that way because she's not important. This is where she has to exit, and Katie's supposed to continue the story.
Facts.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, who has the more plot armor between two of them? Canelo, Katie Taylor, or is it equal? We got 17 votes so far, and 71% said Canelo has the most plot armor. 18% say it's equal, and 12% said Katie Taylor. So everybody thinks Canelo has the most plot armor.
Yeah, for now. I mean, like I said, we'll see how that Taylor Cameron fight goes. You know, if it's one of them fights this nigga was supposed to lose, and you know, but Eddie is like, okay, nah. See, and this ain't how it's gonna go down. We need them cards to be recalculated again. But yeah, you got to change.
I voted Katie Taylor because she ain't lost yet.
I think they're both equal, honestly.
I think that's probably the best vote, really. It's just a matter of time.
We're the same people.
I chose Canelo, but I mean, but in hindsight, I should have chose Katie because Canelo. It's been a minute since he's got like a. I mean,
you ever see that GIF from? He's like, same, but different, but still the same. It's still That's them. They're the same. It's the same damn person. What are we talking about?
Yeah, and I mean that's what happened. I mean, obviously, the plot armor has been carrying Canelo all this time, but it's like, you know, Father Time is, you know, maybe time for Father Time to take over that shit. You know, whereas Katie Taylor,
the biggest forced face of boxing ever. Like,
but I mean,
how you be the face of boxing just not fighting in people's fights? So,
but most
plot armor.
Most A sides all have plot. I mean, all A sides got plot armor. Really.
But Canelo's had the most. Like, Katie Taylor and Canelo have had the most in like years. Like, they've had scorecards where it's lopsided in their favor, and the fight is like super ultra close. Where
I'm trying to think of some.
A lot of people. That hasn't happened.
Is there anybody besides them right now you think that's close to that?
Who are these A sides in the past that have all this plot armor? Please,
I'm just saying that the A side of the promotion. Yeah. I mean, you know who's A side.
Floyd has had close scorecards.
I mean, I'm saying
fucking Pacquiao's been robbed a couple times, so you can't say Pacquiao had plot armor.
I mean, when you watch a fight and you see this fighter on a certain promotion like PBC or Top Rank, you know they're going to get favorable judging. You know, I mean, they're the A side.
But plot armor is to the level where you just don't. It just don't feel like a motherfucker has to go great means to fucking.
I played Fallout. I played Fallout a couple times. I know what Fallout is. But nah,
you can't even really name because most like this shit didn't happen until it didn't get to this level until Canelo. Like, you can't. We're struggling to name another nigga who's had plot armor.
You've had some instances where Oscar had the plot armor, but it wasn't full blown plot armor. It was like, okay,
right.
Plot armor here, plot armor there.
Boyd got his with the Jose Luis Castillo, you know.
But Canelo and Katie Taylor had like.
I don't consider that plot, but whatever.
Hold on, wait. You call Floyd and Castillo plot armor?
It's not plot armer. Like Floyd
Floyd wasn't
even a big name at that time.
Yeah, no. Like Oscar,
but this is the thing. Like the scorecards. This is the thing with Floyd fights. The Floyd close fights always are at least reflected in the scorecards for the most part. Remember, wasn't De La Hoya a fucking split decision?
Yeah,
it was a majority decision. Was it a majority?
No, it was split.
No, No, sorry, the Canelo fight was a majority decision. That was
Canelo got a draw. Canelo got a draw on the Floyd card.
Thank you. See, exactly. Like,
remember Floyd's like that GIF draw. You get the fuck. And Floyd was.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like that's the level of fucking plot armor.
Canelo getting a draw on a card that he clearly lost in that fight that got blanked is plot armor. Like even when you lose, it's like with wrestling where it's like, okay, you gotta book him to lose, but we still gotta make him look strong even in a loss. Motherfucker didn't look strong, but they made.
That's what I'm saying. Like Floyd never had that level of plot armor. Even Floyd versus Oscar, it's like their plot armor is canceled out.
Yeah.
And it's funny because that's another close fight where, like, I know a lot of casuals who felt like Oscar did enough to win that fight. And I know people who said that could have been a draw. That was a legit close fucking fight.
Yeah, it was.
So when niggas just be like, like, there was no plot armor in that shit. That was fight down to the wire. Like, I felt like Pacquiao Floyd was a 115-113 fight. But I wouldn't even call that plot armor because sometimes Floyd gets a little extra love in certain fights, but it's not plot armor. Like that's just a side. Like that, and a lot of people get that. Yeah, so I would never say plot armor for Floyd or Pacquiao, but I wouldn't even say for De La Hoya.
I mean, Oscar against Felix Sturm, that was a plot armor moment. That was.
Yeah. You can see, you know what? Pat killed it. Like niggas can have plot armor moments. Like you're giving that. But like Canelo had this plot armor, like the whole fucking wardrobe. Plot armor.
Last week they were talking about the Laura fight a lot. So I mean, not to go retro or but I'm saying last week they're saying how Laura might have won that fight.
There's people who he has a legit. I thought he lost, but he has a legit cause to say he won that shit.
Yeah.
See, dice. Yeah, see, everyone else it kind of evens out.
It evens out. Yeah.
Plot armor. That's why they have plot armor moments. Like to me, like my real niggas who grew up watching martial art movies and know, like the reason why like it was hard to get into a lot of Steven Seagal movies and he only have like a handful of classics compared to everyone else because he had too much plot armor. Like Steven Seagal to go through a whole movie without getting punched.
Unscathed, you're right.
Yeah, like he'll go unscathed. Like he'll fight a room full of Jamaicans with machetes and get a paper cut.
Crack their head.
Steven Seagal had ultra plot armor.
Ultra plot armor, nigga. Every situation, he's coming out unharmed.
Between the plot armor, I asked somebody earlier today. Between the three of start bench cut, him, Chuck Norris, and Jean-Claude Van Damme, is Seagal the worst out of them? Chuck Norris? Yeah, with plot armor, yes. Dude, Van Damme had like actual fights. Like he got fucked up a few times.
You know what I mean? The choreography put him to work. Fucking all these other niggas, Don the Dragon Wilson, Chuck Norris, Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, Cynthia Roth, Michelle. Like, I could just name everybody.
Billy Blanks too.
Billy Blanks, nigga. Oh my god.
Half of those Stick Seagal fights to me just seem completely bullshit. Like corny. They weren't even feasible. How is he coming out like the victor when he has to face like 20 Jamaicans? They're like, what are we talking about?
Well, let's go this way. Above the Lost, probably the only fight where you see Seagal get hands put on him, really. Because I have all the early Seagal movies. But yeah, yes, above those, the only one where you actually see Seagal actually, take a little ass whooping.
Cause he'll fight mafia niggas and with knives and bats and pool cubes and he doesn't get hit. Did he got hit against Danny Inosanto, right? Like
he did a little.
Yeah. Okay, that must have been in the contract. Dude was like, look, man, like motherfucker, I'm Danny Inosanto, like. I ain't gonna my screaming. I'm the fuck out, Steven Seagal. Nigga, that shit. Look, nigga, like R.I.P. Bruce Lee, motherfucker. Ain't no nigga. Only he getting fucking no hits on me, nigga. Like fuck out of here, like. So, that's plot armor. So yeah.
Yeah, that's absolute plot armor, and it's a shame too because the undercard at least has something on there. I mean, the best fight on there is easily both guys that actually faced Montana Love, Stevie Spark and Gabriel Valenzuela. You know, 140 is a strong division when even Matchroom can make a strong 140 fight. You know, Spark, of course, is coming off beating Montana Love in an upset. Nosy.
Spark and who?
Gabriel Valenzuela. He was the one. Remember, he fought Montana Love too, and it was the first 2 rounds they dropped each other. But then after that, they got too wary of their power, and
that's a decent fight.
Yeah. So yeah, and Stevie Spark, of course, got no good because he got sent over the top rope on some Royal Rumble shit by Montana Love, because Montana Love was trying to find a way out the goddamn fight because after he got dropped.
So that'll be a good fight. Who else is on the undercard?
And then you have in the co-main, you got Julio Cesar Martinez, undisciplined ass. I forgot who he's facing.
It's who? Arroyo for the 12th time?
No, they're actually not making that fight. Surprisingly. No, I think he's facing some sort of Panamanian cat. I forgot who he's facing.
A job. He's facing a job.
And then you got Vosdick, who is actually facing somebody from the Eddie Hearn's Mandingo cards. I like calling them Mandingo cards. That's what they are. In Ricardo Bolotniks, And Vosdick is pretty much, can he actually still make a run? Because Eddie, I'm sure.
Oh, no, wait. This heavyweight?
Vosdick
retired. The one
him, because I don't know. I was thinking somebody else.
Well, he was even when he was retired, he was helping train Canelo. Like him and Canelo were training together. So probably just throwing him
it's a Lamont Peterson type of fight.
I mean, we'll see. Because obviously, if Vosdick loses, then it's probably the end of his career. It's like,
it's a good fight because Bolotniks is like the Cheeseman of the 75 division, kind of.
Oh my God.
No, he's worse than Cheeseman, though.
Yeah, he's worse. But I'm just saying he brings the action. It won't be boring.
Yeah, he's not. Vosdick, you can see if he still, if he still can take shots to the head, because that's the whole reason why he didn't fight for 3 years, because better be give him a concussion, a bad one at that. So. That's the undercard. Yeah. I mean, there's something on the undercard, but it's just like
did you mention I walked out this
card just seems like a lot of what LB likes to say, toaster leavings.
I walked out. Did y'all talk about the Spark fight at all? Spark and Venezuela or not?
I
walked out. Fuck y'all. I walked out.
Yeah, but yes, no, we talked about that. Yes,
but I walked out. Fuck y'all.
That's the best fight on the undercard. That's a legit 140 fight.
That's the best fight on the card, actually. Like
Montana
Canelo was like bag work. Like if I had the bag inside the house, I'd be hit the bag instead of watching that fight. Like, that's gym work right there.
The NBA playoffs are gonna be on the biggest screen. I'll be watching it on my laptop for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, but at least it's only one card. It's one card a weekend. So boxing, at least the boxing is starting. Someone's starting to listen to me. Like one card a fucking weekend is good, and So that's the plus. Now, obviously, because we always hope for boxing god fuckery. So we hope that somebody gets upset on this card and throws boxing all out of whack. I mean, obviously that would be like Ryder beats Canelo, and then Canelo's not top. Canelo will not be top 10 anymore if that happens. That's for damn sure.
Seagull movie trash. Under Siege is like classic.
Chris Branson, Canelo fell off.
Canelo fell off.